Richard, we're nearly in August. Where's the year going?
Time is flying through this year, although the weather is scorcho. If anybody's old enough to remember that reference, then you're older than me and Ryan, which is hard, I do realise. Anyway, how are you, Mr. Huxtable? It's lovely to see you.
And for once, my background actually does demonstrate what it feels like in Devon at the moment. It is absolutely boiling, 31 degrees. My God, it's like the Med. I was stood outside. I was outside last night talking to a neighbour, and it was 31 degrees. And we were both commenting that it felt like being in the Mediterranean, except there was no pool and no pina colada.
Well, we can sort that out. No, but was there a cider?
No, there wasn't a cider either. I was fitting the roof bars to my car for our impending trip to Wiltshire for a holiday.
Oh, you're coming on up our way.
Up your way.
Beautiful Wiltshire. Yeah, I think the southwest is basking in this glorious heat and melting. But actually, you can see the fantastic areas to go and visit and all these great businesses that we've got down this part of the world. It is absolutely fantastic. Showcase how fantastic it is to come down this neck of the woods, whether it be for a short break or for a longer visit. So please do come on down. This is the Southwest Tourism Awards.
Yes. Robin Barker will be proud. Anyway, what are we talking about today then? What are we warbling about?
We thought we'd have a quick 10-minute warble to everybody listening and viewing about the 19th of July, about Freedom Day. Dun, dun, dun. Or lockdown day, depending how you looked at it. And that was the key thing we're going to be warbling about today. It's about perception, your customer and employee perception about where we are and what hell is going on at the moment. Really interesting.
Doesn't really feel any different, I've got to be honest, other than the fact that, not only have we got an epidemic, we've now got a pingdemic. The shops have got no staffing because they're all off self-isolating. And everyone's still wearing face masks. So it is quite confusing, isn't it? Because I'll tell you a little story now. I've not been indifferent to the 19th because I think it's important we try and open up and get on with things. And I know people will have their own personal viewpoint on that. But we're all we're all vaccinated now. We're moving on, or the majority of us are vaccinated. We're moving on. And anyway, I went to the shop, got my mask out, walked into the local spa, and I thought, there's people in here without masks on. What are they doing? And then I realised, of course, you don't have to wear a mask. And I don't really know. I felt about it, to be honest, Rich. I was a little bit like, this is not a big spa. I was trying to get past, a lady to pick up my sandwich, and we were in quite close proximity. She didn't have a mask on, I did. And then the people behind the counter, they had their masks on, and I wonder how they felt actually. What they, how their well-being was being looked after. The fact that customers were now allowed in, or they were requested to wear a mask, but of course it's not mandated anymore, is it?
Exactly, and I think that's the really interesting thing. There is a lot of confusion at the moment, and a different perception about what you should, what you shouldn't do. Now, clearly everybody's going to have their own choices, and it isn't for us to sit here and point fingers and tell people what to do, because that's a wider issue. That's not down to us. But from a customer experience and employee experience point of view, how is that impacting your business? Whether you are a retail, hospitality, or B2B organization, professional services, how is that impacting what's going on? There has been another change, another move forward, sideways, backwards, depending how you want to look at it. The key thing is around communication and expectation from a business point of view. And from my point of view, I've been keeping an eye on the LinkedIn community out there, and some interesting pieces of communication coming through from several organizations about what they're now doing, how they've adjusted to the next step. Have they or haven't they changed? And a lot of organizations saying we are still going to have social distancing within our offices for visitors. We are going to have mask wearing. We would appreciate it if. And now for me, that's a really great behavior to demonstrate the fact that they are saying, well, actually, something has changed. And we're not assuming that you know what we want you to do. But there are lots of other organizations who haven't done that. And there is no communication going forward. And that could be really confusing for customers and put them off. The confidence levels have been wavering a lot. And now if we're going to cause more confidence issues, actually likelihood is to step back and think, do I need to go in there? And I know I've done it myself. Do I need to go to that business? Do I need to go to that shop? Do I need to go to that place where there's more people? No, I don't. Whereas previously I might have gone, well, actually, everybody's going to be wearing masks and actually I'm going to go. So it's, it has changed. So one of the key things I think from this little warble we're doing today is around that communication. Have you as an organization communicated to your customers what you're doing, how you've changed, if anything? Or have you just opened up?
I couldn't agree more. It sounds really basic, doesn't it? But interestingly, I haven't received a lot of communication from big business. I got an email yesterday from, which is a very, very good email. I'm going to call them out again. I've called them out on this call on the podcast before, but Jet2 Holidays.
Yeah.
Jet2 Holidays. We were due to go to Greece with them on Sunday coming. And we cancelled it for obvious reasons. And the following day, I had a call from their one of their customer service team, retentions team, I think they were called. And they said to me, well, Mr. Huxley, you lost your deposit yesterday. It was 220 quid. All right, it was my decision to lose that money. It was a lot of money, £220, a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they said, as a thank you for bearing with us, we'd like you to be able to use your deposit and move the holiday to next year. And as a thank you, we're going to give you £60 towards it. So my deposit then became to move from 220 to 280 on another holiday next year. Now, of course, the cynic in me says, well, they don't want to lose the business. They want to build the business for next year. Of course they do. But they're doing it in a way that is really proactive. So, they didn't have to move the deposit. It was in the terms and conditions that I was going to lose that money. But the reason I raised Jet2 again is I had a lovely email from the CEO saying, look, our team are really struggling at the moment. They're taking in a number of hundreds of calls. If you are not going on holiday in the next 21 days, please don't call us, email us, just so we can give those people that are going in the next 21 days a really good experience. Now, really apologetic, not our normal standard delivery, but so cool in terms of managing my expectations. I was like, all right, yeah, fair enough. I get it. So, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to replan your customer journey from end to end. You just need to think like a client, because the problem is, like a customer, the problem is there is so much confusion. There is so much confusion at the moment. Are we open? Aren't we open? Are we wearing face masks? Aren't we wearing face masks? And so on. And I also think that plays through to, I wrote a blog this week about hybrid working, and when teams are now moving back to a hybrid working because the government are now saying you can go back to working in the office, have you really thought through what that means for your customers? So go and have a look at that blog. It's on my LinkedIn profile, and it gives you some really good tips, but there's some stats in there. We've been doing some various different surveying with different clients, and it's really fascinating that over 60% of clients want to access, for example, a professional service between the hours of 8 in the morning and 8 at night.
Yeah.
Now that wouldn't have been, 12 months ago, forget it. It would have been office hours, wouldn't it? But we don't need to now. We've got Zoom, we've got Teams, we've got Skype, FaceTime, whatever you want to use. 45% of those surveyed said that actually they did want to go back to an office, but 55% said that they wanted the option to go back. So, not everybody's rushing back.
No.
Want that option. So, these businesses that are asking their customers what they want are going to get it right. Ask your team what they want. Ask your team how they feel about sitting back in an office. So, I think those organizations that, back to your point, Rich, that are communicating, they're asking their customers what they want, and they're managing expectations will be successful through the reopening of society.
And those stats are fantastic to hear what's going on there. And there's also we'd like to provide our listeners and viewers with a little bit of insight and some free insight regarding our wellbeing study that or white paper that has just come out as well. So the link for that can be seen below or in the comments on LinkedIn post here. Click on that and yeah, get your free download of that particular paper as well, because the well-being piece is massive. I mean, this is one of the biggies, you know, the fact that things are moving and, oh yeah, we're out into there, but we're not. We are still in the depths of some really stressful times. And people really do need to focus on their employees, you know, asking them, as Brian just mentioned there, you know, asking them what's going on, how are you feeling? Ooh, the F word, scary stuff. You know, an organisation say, oh no, we do that. We don't need to, you know, formalise it and put it into some sort of system way of doing things. Yeah, I ask my team how they're doing, and they all say they're fine. Excuse my French. No shit, Sherlock. Of course they do, because that's what we do, isn't it? How are you today? Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Yeah. Inside I'm dying. Inside I'm really stressful. Inside I can't see the wood for the trees. All of those sort of things. And they say, you know, you need to ask that question twice to actually get the right answer out. No, really, how are you feeling? But that's a timepiece, and particularly if you've got people on hybrid working, how are you going to ask them what's going on if they're working from home all the time? We haven't got massive resources in any organisation where people can keep picking up the phone and go and just checking in with you to see how you are. Great managers do, of course they do, and people leaders do, absolutely. But you know, if there's another way you can do that, and we've mentioned several times with Instant Insight, that's something you can do. You know, well-being checkers. Those are one of the key things, because we know the impact on your customers is massive. So there's loads going on at the minute. I mean, there's loads. We need to stop a warbling, I think, because otherwise we're going to go on forever. But you know,
I need to load up the car, get myself to Wiltshire. Wiltshire. What are you if you live in Wiltshire? You're Wiltshonian.
Wiltshonian. Wiltshires. Wiltshires.
I'm going to put a Wiltshire cider, and I'm going to enjoy myself up in your lovely county.
Excellent. Get away from all the people going down to your lovely county. He's going the other way. That's fantastic to speak to you, Mr. Huxtable. I've been Rich Knight.
I've been Ryan Huxtable.
We'll speak to you soon. Cheerio.
Bye-bye.